Hey everyone! Today, we're diving into a hot topic that's buzzing in the economic world: inflation. Whether you're an economics enthusiast or a student trying to wrap your head around these concepts, inflation is a term you've likely encountered. But what's all the fuss about inflation trends in the USA? Why does it matter? And more importantly, how does it affect your wallet? Stick around as we break it down in a way that's not only insightful but also engaging. No dry economic jargon here. First things first, let's tackle the basics. Inflation refers to the rate at which the general level of prices for goods and services rises, eroding purchasing power. Simply put, when inflation is up, each dollar buys you less than it did before. There are a few types of inflation you might hear about. Demand pull inflation, when demand for goods and services outpaces supply. Cost push inflation, when the costs of production increase, leading to higher prices for consumers. Built-in inflation, when workers demand higher wages, leading to increased production costs and, subsequently, higher prices. You might be wondering, why should I care about inflation? Well, inflation impacts nearly every aspect of your economic life, from the price of your morning coffee to the interest rates on your student loans. It's crucial to understand these trends to make informed financial decisions. Let's talk numbers. As of mid-2024, inflation rates in the USA have been making headlines, remaining stubbornly above 3%. The Consumer Price Index, CPI, which measures the average change in prices over time, has shown significant increases. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the annual inflation rate for the 12 months ending in May 2024 was around 3.3%. While this is a slight decrease from the previous year, it's still considerably high compared to pre-pandemic levels. Several factors contribute to these inflation trends. Here are the main culprits. Supply chain disruptions. The COVID-19 pandemic threw global supply chains into chaos. Even as the world recovers, these disruptions have lasting effects, causing shortages and driving up prices. Increased consumer demand. With lockdowns lifted and life returning to a semblance of normalcy, pent-up consumer demand has surged, outstripping supply. Energy prices, especially oil, have seen a significant rise. Higher energy costs filter through the economy, affecting everything from transportation to manufacturing costs. Government stimulus. Massive fiscal stimulus packages injected trillions into the economy, boosting demand but also raising concerns about overheating the economy. The Federal Reserve, the USA's central bank, plays a pivotal role in managing inflation. By adjusting interest rates and utilizing other monetary policy tools, the Fed aims to keep inflation in check while promoting employment. In response to rising inflation, the Fed has gradually increased interest rates. This move is intended to cool down the economy by making borrowing more expensive, thus reducing spending and slowing down inflation. Inflation isn't inherently bad. Moderate inflation is actually a sign of a growing economy. However, when inflation gets out of hand, it can have several negative impacts. Reduced purchasing power. As prices rise, your dollar doesn't stretch as far. This can lead to a decrease in real wages, meaning your paycheck buys less. Higher borrowing costs. With the Fed increasing interest rates to combat inflation, loans and mortgages become more expensive. Savings erosion. If inflation outpaces the interest earned on savings accounts, the real value of your savings diminishes over time. Certain sectors feel the brunt of inflation more than others. For instance, the housing market has been significantly affected. Home prices and rents have surged, making housing less affordable for many. Similarly, the cost of groceries and other essentials has climbed, squeezing household budgets. Predicting inflation trends is a bit like weather forecasting. There are always variables that can change the outcome. However, most economists agree that while current inflation rates are high, they are likely to moderate over the next few years. The Federal Reserve's actions, along with improvements in supply chains and a potential easing of energy prices, are expected to help bring inflation back to more manageable levels. In the long term, inflation trends will depend on various factors, including technological advancements, demographic changes, and global economic conditions. Innovations in technology, for example, can improve productivity and reduce costs, potentially easing inflationary pressures. So, what can you do to protect your finances in an inflationary environment? Here are some practical tips. Invest wisely. Consider investments that typically perform well during inflation, such as real estate, commodities, and inflation-protected securities. Tips. Budget adjustments. Reevaluate your budget to account for rising prices. Prioritize essential expenses and look for areas where you can cut back. Debt management. Pay off high-interest debt as soon as possible to avoid the sting of rising borrowing costs. Increase savings. Boost your savings to create a buffer against economic uncertainties. Look for high-yield savings accounts to maximize your returns. Stay informed. Keep an eye on economic indicators and trends. Being informed helps you make better financial decisions. Understanding the current inflation trends in the USA is crucial for anyone looking to navigate today's economic landscape. By grasping the underlying factors driving inflation, recognizing its impacts, and adopting practical strategies, you can better manage your finances and stay ahead of the curve. Remember, while inflation can be daunting, staying informed and proactive makes all the difference. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe Economists in.